What on goddamn earth is VirtualBox? If some of you are new to hacking or penetration testing, VirtualBox is a piece of software that allows additional operating systems to operate on your operating system. That makes sense. Anyways, the links we will be using in this tutorial are the following, and these tools are open source. Anyways, let's just go straight into it. So the first thing you want to do is navigate over to Internet Explorer. Type in VirtualBox. Click the first link. Head over to the download section in the left corner of the web page. And depending on what host your operating system is, whether it's Windows, Linux, or Mac, download the correct binaries. In this case, we can download the Windows host binary for VirtualBox. We're going to go ahead and wait for that to install. Right, we're going to continue this installation just as a normal setup. Hit the next tab. Let's go. Okay. Just wait for that to finish. There we go. We officially have VirtualBox installed on our operating system. It's time to install Kali Linux on our distro. Okay, so we're going to navigate back to our browser. Kali Linux, download. Again, you can choose the 64-bit or the 32-bit, completely up to you. We're going to go ahead and download 32-bit since we're running a 32-bit operating system at the moment. Okay, let's go. Just wait for that download to complete. Right, so now we have VirtualBox installed and we've got the ISO image itself. Now it's time to combine the two and make one powerful hacking environment. Let's go. Navigate over to VirtualBox again, click the new icon in the left corner. Now you can name this whatever level you like. I'm just going to name it Kali. Now from the drop down menu, you have to select Linux. Once you've done that, leave it as Ubuntu or choose Debian, as Kali is based on both Debian and Ubuntu. I just hit the next button. You can allocate this to your preferences, however I'm just going to leave this as it is for tutorial purposes, of course. You can also allocate this to your preferences too. I'm just going to leave it as is again. Now, just going to click that Kali distro we just created. Hit this icon here. Choose our ISO, of course, that we just downloaded. And hit the start button. There we go. We have our ISO image booted up in VirtualBox. Now, of course, it's time to install the damn thing. Begin! Right, okay, we're gonna hit the install option from this menu. Here we go. Just wait. Depending on what language you'd like, you'd select the appropriate language. Of course, we're gonna select English. Just move on. This is loading the additional components needed prior to our setup, so let's just wait for that to complete. Right, now you can name whatever the hell you like. It's going to be a host name for your operating system. Just leave it as the default, which is Kali. Just ignore this and click continue. Don't really need a domain name. Now you can choose a password. Make sure it's a strong, powerful password. You don't want anyone breaking into your hacking environment. Now, do we? Okay, so just click continue. Now, we're going to use the entire disk since it's a virtual box. It's not going to affect our actual outer processing system. I'm just going to use the entire disk. Just go with defaults. Yes, all files in one partition. Don't want to separate them. And let's just hit the finish button because we've done our changes. Yes, and we're set to go. Now this is going to install the system. Let's just wait for that to happen.
2,000 years later.
Installation has complete. It's going to prompt you on whether you want a network mirror to be installed. We're going to just select no and wait for it to configure the apt directory. Just wait for that. Thereafter, it's going to ask you whether you want a grub bootloader installed. I'm just going to select yes and select /dev/sda and wait for it to finish installation. Right, it says installation has been complete and it's time to boot your system. Just hit continue and just wait for that to finish. Mm-hmm.
12 seconds later.
Right, once that's done and the installation has successfully been completed, you should have something that looks similar to this or looks exactly like this. It's going to ask you for the username. You have to type in root. That's the default username for all Kali Linux distros. So, and of course the password you put on earlier. Once that's done, just hit the sign in button. That's taking longer than usual. Right, here we go. We actually have a hacking environment. This has all the tools necessary to conduct our pen testing, apart from a few custom scripts we will be installing. And yeah, that's about it. We have installed Kali Linux on a virtual box.
Anyways, thanks for watching, and of course, see you goddamn whiteheads next time.